Welcome back to the unit on fractions. Today's lesson is about drawing diagrams and writing equations to represent real-world situations. The goals of today's lesson are that you can draw a diagram to represent a real-world situation which involves division of a fraction by a fraction, and that you can write a corresponding multiplication equation for each division equation. So here we have Jada, who bought 3.5 yards of fabric for $21. And the question we're being asked is, how much did each yard cost? What was the cost per yard? Let's draw a diagram to represent the situation. So we've 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, and a half a yard. So this is a half. The others are full yards. And the total price is $21. So how much did 1 yard cost? So let's divide them into half yards, like this. And now we have 7 half yards. And we can divide 21 by 7 and get 3. So each half yard costs $3. And if we want to find the price for 1 full yard, then we can look at our diagram. So 1 yard, 2 halves, will cost $6. So how much did each yard cost? $6. So let's write a division equation to represent this situation. So she's paid $21 for 3.5 yards. So if we divide it by 3.5, we'll find the cost per yard. Or if we want to write a multiplication equation, we can say 3.5 multiply 3.5 yards at some price per yard is $21. So here we have a situation where Diego is filling 1 1/5 containers with 3 litres of water. How many litres would he need if he's just going to fill 1 container? So how many litres of water? That's our question. And 1 container is 5/5. So how much water would he need for 5/5 of a container? And I've started the diagram here with 6/5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 litres. And how much water will he need for 5/5? That would be here. He would need this much water. And so if we find out how much water is needed for each 1/5, then and multiply by 5, we can find our answer. So each 1/5, there are 6 of them requiring 3 litres. So if we divide the 3 by 6, we'll get a half a litre for each 1/5. And we've got 5 of those 5/5, so 5 halves is 2.5 litres. Our division equation is going to be 3 litres divided by 6/5, or divided by 1 1/5. I'm writing it with the improper fraction, is how many litres? Or we could write a multiplication equation, 6/5 of some number of litres is 3. So that's a division equation and a multiplication equation for the same problem. So to summarize, we can draw a diagram to make sense of a description of a situation, and we can actually answer the question from the diagram. And there's a corresponding multiplication equation for each division equation. Here's an example, 6/7 divided by 3/4 is some number, or we could say 3/4 of some number is 6/7. So to recall today's goals, they were that you can draw a diagram and write a corresponding multiplication equation and division equation to represent word problems which involve division of a fraction by a fraction. And that's the end of today's lesson.